beautiful collectors and Transformer fans. It is the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, of course, thanks to the incredible support of my patrons, Optibotimus Plus channel members, as well as people that just hit that thumbs up button, but more importantly, a very special friend of mine who I don't know if he wants me to say his name, but you know who you are. I will be taking a look at the new-ish but fairly elusive Amazon exclusive Transformers Earthrise Elite Seeker 2-pack of none other than Ramjet and Dirge. Now, I say elusive because, as I mentioned, this is an Amazon exclusive. And for whatever reason, Amazon did not get very many of these. And a ton of people's pre-orders were canceled, delayed, whatever. Ultimately, it resulted in a lot of people not getting this. And the people that did get it seemed to flip it and would sell it for around $200. Now, I give a very special shout out to my friend because he sold this to me for literally retail. He got two sets, one obviously to keep for himself, and then one that he was going to keep and kind of collect, but he was nice enough to offer it to me. And truthfully, I cannot thank him enough because otherwise I probably never would have gotten this, or at least it would have been a very long time before I got it. But for the package, you can see you got a really nice image of kind of like an artistic image of the figures because you can totally see like the little gap section right there that the toy has. I just find that funny. And because, you know, I don't know why I need to do it, but let's bring out the Skull of Spoilers. As you know, when this is out, I'm possibly going to say something that may spoil things for you if you haven't seen Earthrise. But I think that the reason why they released this as a 2-pack is because Ramjet and Dirge, as well as Thrust, were all members of the Mercenaries. And Double Dealers sent Ramjet and Dirge, I want to say, to Char, leaving just Thrust with him. So it kind of makes sense that they released this as a 2-pack because those two characters went off on a different sort of adventure. I don't know ultimately if that's why they did it like this, but, you know, I'm going with it. You can see you got a cool image here of the Ark crash down onto Earth. You can see Thrust right up there. A couple other little bits throughout it, like you can see the Earth section, obviously Earthrise, right? You can see Galvatron floating around there. The side here has a really cool artistic image of Earthrise with the Ark crashing down to Earth. Come around to the back of the package, you can see the actual figures themselves in their vehicle and their robot mode. You see they transform in 23 steps. They're all the exact same. See the Team Seeker Elite, all that fun stuff. But for the package on these guys, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get them out here and see how cool they actually are. Alright guys, so here we have Ramjet and Dirge open up out of their packaging and obviously in their vehicle modes. And again, they have done an amazing job. The remolding ability that they have had as of late simply blows me away. Using the base as a consistent piece throughout all of these Seekers, they're able to just add some subtle differences like to the wings and things of that nature to give us completely different characters. I'm just blown away. Starting off first with Ramjet. As you can see, he's got a little bit more of that Arrow sort of look. I really have always dug that. But you got the main weight body, the amber color cockpit there, a little black nose cone section. But the biggest difference, obviously, are going to be these wing bits. The top section here is different as well as the back. And then you can see the actual thruster section right there is obviously all completely different as well. Really very, very nice. You got the Decepticon logos on each of the wings. The weapons can store on the side. I kind of like doing it on the side there. I do wish that they gave them slightly different weapons. That would have been nice. His big giant kind of, I don't even know what you call them. They look like giant containers. But you could do that with it if you wanted to. It's all a matter of personal preference. With the cone heads, I kind of like putting them along the body just because it accentuates the wings and keeps the wings a little bit more clean, I guess. So it's personal preference. Like I said, you can do whatever you want with it. But really a very, very nice piece. Taking a look at Dirge. Now, again, same base body but the little extra wings up here have been redone, as well as the back. You can see completely different between the two. You got the weapon, everything that I have stored here along the side. Colors look really very nice. The line detail is really cool. Really stands out too because of the paint itself. I mean, there's some painted on detail on there, which does look good, but you can feel that a lot of it is sculpted, so it really does help those lines pop. Nice Decepticon logo. You got a little bit, is that even a lighter color? Yeah, that's a little bit darker of a color cockpit. Obviously goes along with things. No landing gear on any of these, so they just kind of sit there, and, you know, you do have that giant hole right there. Oh, okay. Here we go. So, special guest appearance of the Pepperoni. Hi, Pepperoni. Hi, baby. Let's continue on. She's gonna... Are you just gonna lay back there? Let's bring in Thrust, so you can see the comparison here. What do you think of... no, okay, all right. You can see basically what's going on. Are you just going to sit there and rub your face on everything? Okay. Obviously a little bit wider because of the way that the wings are, but, I mean, this is a great set. I mean, I love the fact that we have all the original Seekers, Starscream, Thundercracker, all of that, and now we have all the Coneheads. I think it's wonderful. Obviously they can repaint these to give us different versions, you know, like I think it's this guy that got repainted into like a G2 Ramjet or something like that, or I don't even know. It's like a sandy color, and hey, come on, control your stuff, will you please? So I mean, it's not the last time we're going to be getting these guys. They'll be repainted. We'll probably get a repainted version of hopefully Starscream. I would love a ghost version of Starscream. Maybe even a Coronation. I think that's a rumor going around. But these guys look amazing together. And I'm just super thrilled to have them. So, transformation on these guys is the exact same. So, I'm going to skip it and probably get her out of the shot here. Unless... What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't... Okay, all right. So, you're literally just going to lay there right now. That's what you're going to do? You're so cute. Say hi to everybody. Yeah, say hi. Oh, thank you. So, but we're going to use that Optibotimus movie magic and go from Ramjet and Dirge looking like this to looking like this. And as I said, it is wonderful to have the complete group here. These guys turned out terrific. Now, taking Thrust, putting him in the back here. Ramjet, obviously, you can see very similar to how he looks in the original G1 cartoon. Both he and Thrust share the same head sculpt. Dirge is actually a little bit different. But overall, I mean, you basically see the same kind of thing as the rest of the Seekers. The only things that really change that much would be obviously the colors, and then the addition of the large wings on the legs themselves. Again, those look absolutely terrific, even on the underside here, whereas the top had a really nice amount of detail in the Decepticon logo. I like that they put that same detail and then a Decepticon logo there as well. Of course, he has the predominant white color with some black accents throughout the body. Really very, very nice. And then when we look at Dirge, now like I said, Dirge actually has a different head. Coming in to take a closer look, you can see that he's got a screaming face, which... It's weird. I don't know how I really feel about that, honestly. I mean, it's a different head sculpt, but the screaming thing just kind of locks you in a very specific kind of pose. I mean, mine just kind of like stand there and don't really do much of anything. But that screaming face, you know, it is what it is. Again, you got the really nice wings down here. Same amount of amazing detail on the underside with the Decepticon logos right there. I love that. Really nice bluish color throughout the entire body. Of course, he's got a lot of black accents as well. I love that all of the Coneheads have that very similar sort of tip section here that kind of shows them all as part of the same group. Obviously, the extra knee bits right here are a little bit different than what we got on the regular Seekers. But, I mean, absolutely fantastic. Really, really is. All of these guys turned out great. The only thing that sucks, and I've talked about this time and time again, is that these were Amazon exclusives. Now, that's not to say that we're not going to get them kind of restocked or whatever through Amazon, but for whatever reason, these guys were really difficult to get. And as I said, the set can go for as much as $300. I think on the low end, I've seen it go for $200. And that just sucks. Because again, while they're not necessarily main characters, the Seekers were definitely very prominent in the series, and they are without a doubt fan favorites. So making them an exclusive really does suck. I cannot stand that Hasbro is doing that. I mean, I know that the business side of things is it's harder because there's so few brick and mortar stores. I mean, something like Toys R Us really would have had a field day with these. And Amazon usually is actually fairly decent. Again, whatever reason, these guys were fairly limited to get. And if you did get them, you got really lucky. So, fingers crossed that at some point in time they release them again. Maybe through other online retailers like perhaps Big Bad Toy Store. I know they recently just picked up, I think it was a Target exclusive 2-pack of Thundercracker and Skywarp. And that's up on their website right now. So maybe something like this would be possible as well. Who knows? Thrust is actually fairly easy to find as he is a Target exclusive. He doesn't seem to be flying off the shelves too much. But you can't have Thrust without Dirge and Ramjet. You need the whole trio. So, like I said, fingers crossed that in some way, shape, or form, we're able to get these in some capacity. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Again, I gotta send a huge shout out to my buddy who made this possible. You know who you are, and I really cannot thank you enough. Also, I gotta send a huge shout out to all of my patrons and Optibotimus Plus channel members, who through their continued support, now more than ever, help to make reviews like this possible. And if you'd like information on how you can help support my channel by becoming a patron like these guys, feel free to check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/Optibotimus. Or if you want to keep all of your personal rewards, like custom channel emojis and loyalty badges that are proudly displayed in chats and in the comments section, also exclusive member live streams, Zoom calls, as well as the occasional giveaways like these guys do, consider becoming a member of Optibotimus Plus. And for that, all you have to do is click on that little join button right down there. And finally, remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.